than a decade ago, Springfield police officer Kevin Ambrose was killed in the line of duty. The city vowing to never forget his service and sacrifice, honoring him over the past 12 years on the anniversary of his death.
And Western Mass reporter Maria Wilson is live in Springfield this morning with more on what the community is now doing to remember the fallen officer. Maria, what can you tell us?
Well, David, Amanda, here at the Springfield Police Department, Officer Ambrose's legacy lives on. You can see this pillar behind me. It's dedicated not just to Officer Ambrose, but all of the other 16 other fallen officers from the city. It was 12 years ago today when Springfield Police Officer Kevin Ambrose was killed in the line of duty. Each year since, city leaders take a moment to remember him. The 36-year veteran of the department was responding to a domestic disturbance when he was shot and killed, saving the lives of a woman and her young child from the woman's boyfriend. The city never forgetting the beloved officer's sacrifice. Each year, thousands of dollars are raised in his name for different public safety initiatives, including the annual Ride to Remember, which started to honor Ambrose, but since has come to honor all fallen officers. Mayor Dominic Sarno also taking a moment today to honor the life and memory of Officer Ambrose. He says he will continue to wear badge 7, Officer Ambrose's badge number, to remember him by. For now, reporting live in Springfield, Maria Wilson, Western Mass News.